I'm sure all of you guys have seen the big trending news by now. Robert Downey Jr. is officially coming back to the MCU, but not as Tony Stark, as Doctor Doom, and Avengers the Kang Dynasty is now rebranded to Doomsday, and it's been given a May 2026 release date. Wow. This was a big shocker. I wasn't expecting this. I thought at one point Marvel would have Robert Downey Jr. come back in some form or fashion. Everybody wants him back as Tony Stark. I mean, this dude is the face of the MCU, but now apparently he's going to be the villain of the MCU as well. I don't know how I feel about this. I think there's a swerve somewhere in here, which we'll talk about it. And yeah, I'll give you my speculation and thoughts. Here's the reveal. This was at San Diego Comic-Con. Let's go ahead and watch. Definitely not expected. You can see a lot of people are shocked. And I like when people are happy. You know, the MCU, honestly, let's keep it real. Since Endgame, it's been on a downslide to the point where they're having stupid DEI bullshit. The MCU, the writing's horrible. I mean, it doesn't help that we had a pandemic that probably soured a lot of things. But if you look at the quality of what's happened since Endgame, it's been bad. They're putting woke writers in there. They're trying to have political agendas in all their movies. And at this point, it's like, who really cares about anything going forward? Now, Deadpool and Wolverine came out. I saw it. I'm not going to give away spoilers, but it does seem that they're heading back to the fan service way of things. If you watch the movie, please keep it spoiler free in the comments down below. But you could tell that they're trying to correct a lot of things through fan service. Does that make for quality writing? No, I would say Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't better than Deadpool 1 or 2 by any means. But as far as Disney-produced Marvel movies, yeah, this was one of the best ones in quite some time. But that bar is so low. So now, them bringing Robert Downey Jr. back into the fold, is this a sign of desperation? Is this a sign of a company that is like, wow, if we don't do something quick, we're going to lose everything? Now, keep in mind, this might not have happened had Jonathan Majors not screwed up with all of his legal issues. They got that Kang Dynasty idea out of the way quick, and that's what they were building for the last few years. They were trying to build towards this whole Kang the Conqueror thing, and then all the legal issues and controversies that happened and him essentially getting blacklisted from Hollywood basically changed things. And then you also had Deadpool and Wolverine come out. Again, fan service. You got the team up with him and Hugh Jackman in a great love letter to the Fox universe, as well as everything that we ever wanted in a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Great. So now with Robert Downey Jr., you know, if you remember, he was on Joe Rogan not too long ago saying it would take a really good and interesting scenario and narrative for him to even consider coming back. So I have faith in this because Robert Downey Jr. sat down, looked at the proposal, and was like, you know what? This is worth doing it. This is worth essentially coming back out of MCU retirement and being like, okay, let's do this. So if anything, if this fails and it falls flat, it's going to be egg on his face. Yeah, sure, the bag is probably good and worth it for him to be doing this. And also the Russo brothers are returning, so maybe this is a sign of Disney and Marvel Studios trying to make good out of the last few years. I don't know. We still have Agatha to get out of the way, and Captain America 4, which I think Agatha and Captain America 4 are just going to completely bomb, but we got to get them out of the way. They're done. They're in the can. Get them out of the way. And let's move forward, right? Now, here's where I'm a little concerned in regards to all this thing. Are they just doing this to shut us up? And is this just going to be a temporary fix? I don't know. They've also revealed Fantastic Four will be in both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And apparently, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be moving forward into it. Now, as far as swerves go, I think we're still going to possibly see Tony Stark return. We're going to see Robert Downey Jr. return as Tony Stark. I think that's what we're going to see when you have all this multiverse aspect with variants and different timelines and universes. For all we know, maybe the whole Victor Von Doom thing, and they're just going to have it be a Tony Stark variant. Seems like a cop-out. I think at this point, they just want it to be like, oh, Robert Downey's back. No matter how they have him in whatever capacity. When I was on Hypnotic's live stream the other day, they were speculating if he's just going to be full masked the whole entire time and we won't see his face. I don't see them doing that. As far as marketing goes, he's absolutely going to show his face. But I think we're going to see a Iron Man variant with Robert Downey as that character squaring off against Dr. Doom as, with Robert Downey Jr. playing it. So that's what I see. A little bit of like a face versus face type of thing, like Robert Downey Jr. versus himself. And it's sad that it honestly had to come to this point where the MCU had to bring back Robert Downey Jr., had to bring Tobey Maguire, had to bring Andrew Garfield, had to bring other actors like Hugh Jackman and other surprises that I won't get into. No spoilers on anything. They're having to trot out the big guns because they've been messing up for years and years and years. Do I think this is going to work out? It has the Russo brothers behind it, but it better be some damn good writing. I have faith in this. I think Robert Downey Jr. takes his career serious enough to where he wouldn't do this if he had any kind of hesitation. Could this save the MCU? I don't know. I saw Geeks and Gamers make a video about this, and they said at this point they really don't care because the MCU is time and time again basically failed us since Endgame. And if Disney hasn't changed from up top, if we still have people like Kathleen Kennedy running Star Wars, if we still have all this wokeness and woke writers and people that are wanting to put woke agendas in all of the stuff, we're just going to be back at square one. Are we going to be having a waste of Robert Downey Jr. in this? I don't know. I would like to give hope and faith for it, but we'll see what happens. So what do you guys think? Do you think in any form or fashion that woke-ass Marvel Studios and Disney has learned their lesson? I think Deadpool and Wolverine is going to help it out because that movie came out, had little to no woke in it, and it's breaking records. I think it was like the 6th biggest gross of all time for a movie. So at this point, I think they got to realize that they need to go back to what made the MCU great. And unfortunately, that includes bringing guys like Robert Downey out. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens, guys. Honestly, I'm a little sad that we're never going to see the Kang thing fully flesh out. I think that could have been good, but I'm all in favor for them making the best story possible if they're genuinely going to do this. So at the same time, I kind of don't want to hold my breath because wokeness is something that Hollywood is just going to keep trying to push. So what do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video. Subscribe if you're new.